One of the more popular market cliches warns investors to sell in May and go away. Well, it's May, so should investors consider going away? In this morning's U.S. Bank Economic 360, U.S. Bank Senior Vice President Mike Denneman is with Business Courier editor Rob Dahlmeyer in the studio to talk about what the summer may have in store for the market. Mike and Rob.
Peg, thank you. Mike, thanks for being here. Thanks for, I guess, coining something for me. Tell us what Samaga is.
Sell in May and go away, right?
Okay.
So, yeah, this is a little market cliche that gets a lot of attention this time of year for obvious reasons. We've certainly had some fun talking about it in the past. Yep. You know, the idea here is that the summer months tend to be slower for the market. So I guess you should just sell away and not worry about it. It tends to get this attention, I think, because it sounds so ominous, right? Sell, go away. You know, it's not ambiguous at all. And what's interesting about it, though, is that, like any cliche, while there is some truth behind it, there's also quite a bit of exaggeration. So, you know, if you look back at market history, you could make a case that many of the good months tend to cluster around the beginning of the year and the end of the year, and those middle months, maybe not so much. Still, though, those middle months, they're not bad ones either. And so telling investors just to go away, you know, maybe that's a little bit extreme. One thing we should add, though, is that it might be a little bit more relevant this year than in most others, in that this is a midterm election year. And one thing history does show us is that the months leading up to the election tend not to be very good ones for the market.
Any election, midterm presidential, how granular does that sort of
any election you know, can be a disruptor. One thing we know for certain is that the market does not like, you know, things that are unpredictable. And certainly a midterm election would count as something unpredictable. So we can see a pattern if we look back in history that the months leading up to, in this case, the midterm in particular, tend to be a struggle for the market. So forget about quirky little market adages. You know, this has some history behind it. And so we should not be surprised if the market does struggle some as we head towards the election. In fact, we might be seeing that already today with some of the difficulty that the market is having. So investors do have reason to be cautious this summer, but we can also end on a high note here. This is a black cloud that definitely has a silver lining. History does show the market struggles heading up to the election, but it also shows that once you get past the election, the market tends to rebound pretty strongly. So, you know, maybe between now and November we hang on to our hats a little bit and cross our fingers, but then once we get past that, we'll hope that we finish the year on a high note.
In only 6 months we will be past that election, so it's really not that far away.
That's right.
Hey, thanks very much.
Yeah.